There are many ways to find a percent of any number, but the easiest form I suggest is to turn any percent into a decimal form. If you have 10%, you have to write the 10 and move the decimal point 2 number places to the left. And it's optional, but you can also write a 0 in this place, or you can just write 0.1. For 25%, we write the 25 and move the decimal point 2 number places to the left. And this is how we get 0.25. For 120%, we also move the decimal point 2 number places to the left to get 1.2. And finally, for 7%, we move the decimal point 2 number places to the left, but on this place we put another 0 to get 0.07. As you can see, it's not difficult to turn any number with percent into a decimal form. Find the 10% of 35. Step number 1, you have to turn the percent into a decimal form. In this case, it's going to be 0.1. Step number 2, just multiply the decimal form by the number. In this case, 0.1 times 35 equals 3.5. And this is how we get the 10% of 35. Find 35% of 130. Step number 1, turn the percent into a decimal form, which is 0.75. Step number 2, multiply the decimal form by the number. In this case, it's going to be a little difficult. You can use the calculator. In this case, it's going to be 0.75 times 130. And we got 96.50, which is also 96.5. And finally, we have to find a percent greater than 100. But don't worry, it's the same procedure. Step number 1, turn the percent into a decimal form, which is 1.4. Step number 2, multiply the numbers. But in this case, it's easy because if you have zeros in any multiplication, the result is going to be 0, 0, and we have only to be focused on 2 times 14. In this case, 28. Adding up the numbers, we have 0, 0, 8, 2, and finally we have to move the decimal point 1 number placed to the right. So in the result, we have to also move the decimal point, but 1 place number to the left to get 280 as result.